Welcome back everyone, and in today's video I wanted to share my advocacy for the right to repair movement. Now there are some big proponents in this movement, like Louis Rossmann. He's one of the main ones, at least that I'm aware of, and several other tech YouTubers are of course in this movement as well. Of course, the massive company iFixit is a huge proponent of the right to repair, of not having to constantly throw away old tech that has one minor issue or just some simple small stuff that could easily be fixed and keep the product working for much longer. So I wanted to share a quick little story with you. So this is my mother's old laptop. I think she's had it since like 2015 or something like that. She started to have an issue where on the screen, at the lower part of the screen, she had, it's like right down here, there was like this little sunrise effect where it was shadowed, like some of the lights or the LEDs or whatever were going out on the monitor, or on the screen rather, in this kind of weird sunrise shape, kind of like a little dome or whatever right there in the middle. And she was going to take it to a local repair shop, but they wanted to charge her like a subscription fee to sign up for their ongoing repair service, and then she had to pay like actual repair fees on top of like parts fees, and it got to be an extreme expense that she didn't want to pay for. And I was there with her while she was on the phone with them trying to get this all sorted out. So I told her to tell them to stuff it, and I said that I would just fix it myself. So we went and got her a replacement laptop for the time being, and I brought this home so I could fix it myself. And I actually found some guides online to help me fix the screen rather than just having to throw the whole laptop away or pay an exuberant amount for a repair shop to take care of it. I went into the process of taking the whole laptop apart, following the iFixit guide on their website for this particular laptop model. And also major shout out to iFixit with them having all the different tools and techniques, along with step-by-step how-to guides of how to take apart just about any electronic out there. So huge shout out to them, because without their tool set that I own, I would not be able to fix this laptop screen. It would be really awesome, iFixit, if you're watching this, to sponsor my channel, because there's a lot of tech in my house and also among my family that needs some repair. And I would love to be able to fix that for folks so they don't have to shell out more money for either an expensive repair shop or having to buy a replacement. So I took apart the laptop, pulled the screen pulled the bezels off the screen, pulled the screen out of the laptop. I finally found the part number on the back of the screen, and the screen ended up being destroyed. This is what happened to the actual screen. It's quite damaged at the moment. And went onto eBay, found one. It was about 50 bucks or so. I ordered it, and when the screen finally arrived, I was finally able to put this laptop back together and get it working. So let me show you the entire process of me putting this laptop back together. Now, obviously I've sped this up because this took me about 40 minutes from start to finish. So here I am looking up the guide on ifixit.com, and I'm trying to remember exactly how this whole process worked, because I did this months ago and I'm just now getting back to it. There was this 30-pin connector that needed to connect into the back bottom portion of the screen and everything. That took a while to get connected, but then I was fiddling with this stupid little thin metal bracket or whatever at the top of the bezel and everything, and I could not figure out how in the world this thing was supposed to fit in there, so I just kind of tossed it aside and said forget it. Now we're putting the bezel back on. I had to figure out which direction it went and how it all went on, because I wasn't exactly sure how these two cables, the one on the right and the one on the left, were supposed to. I thought they were supposed to connect to the screen or something, but I wasn't entirely sure, so I had to keep scanning through the iFixit guide to figure out exactly where they went. Also, I had to remove the clear plastic protecting thing on the screen so that we didn't put the thing back together with the clear plastic thing back on it. Me again trying to figure out where all these cables are supposed to go. I think that one actually connects to the Wi-Fi card there on the left, or towards the top left of the screen. And I realized that I had to kind of put the screen backwards and everything to connect the hinges and everything. So just rerouting that wire back to where it's supposed to go. and connected it back to the Wi-Fi card. And I think that's the screen power cable. I can't exactly remember. But that connected back to the motherboard and up to the screen. Now we're just putting the screws in to connect the hinges back to the main part of the chassis. Couple more screws. And then after that, I think we put the battery in, screwed it down. The rest of this was pretty simple. And then this cable I had to fiddle with and put it back in its little tray. Then we put the back on and screwed it down. It basically snapped into place, and then we had to put these screws on to keep it held on. And this thing had been off for months, so I had to go and get the actual power cord for it and plug it back in, charge it up a little bit before I could start using it again. And I was kind of worried that this thing wouldn't actually power on, and we actually had a weird boot screen. I wasn't sure. I'd never seen one like that before. Then I just hit enter and it rebooted, and there we go. Works like a charm. So once again, huge shout out to iFixit for their amazing products and their tools and everything that allows people, the average person really, to be able to fix their electronics and not have to throw them away and spend even more money to get a replacement, but allows them to keep their electronics and be able to repair them and be able to get more life out of them. And since my mother already has a replacement laptop, she doesn't need this one back. So I've now started a new channel to help folks that are not super tech savvy learn how to do basic computing tasks, such as attaching files to emails, setting up a new account, how to set up a printer, just basic computing tasks and everything that for people that are not familiar with it, to help them get started, and so that they have a place to come to find any type of tutorial for any basic computing need that they may have. So go over and check out that channel, share it with your friends and family that are not as tech savvy as you. That way we can help everyone with their basic computing needs. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.